She won the bronze in this event in Tokyo. Breaking news from the track, Jamaica's Sharika Jackson pulling out the 200 meters. She was the gold medal favorite. No reason given. The latest medal count, 61 for Team USA, 20 more than second place France. With the Summer Games update, I'm Brad Heller.
I'm at a smoothie bar asking people if they'd switch smoothies with me for $574. Oh, I'll pledge. So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate? That's a headache. Nope, it's painless. Oh, so it's easy money. Yep, check Allstate first, and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available. Average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
Are you an oblivious?
Say her name.
Hogging the sidewalk like a large dying snail? There's people stuck behind you as how do you sleep at night? Why? Then you should go to Mattress Firm. They have tons of quality beds at every price. So anyone, even people like you, can sleep. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
They say to make yourself indispensable at work, so I developed a digital catering solution that only I can operate. Okay, it's actually EasyCater.com.
David!
They love me, because I, the director of catering logistics, not a real job, use EasyCater to get catering from all our favorite restaurants. Tight budget? No problem. Need vegetarian options? Gluten-free? Check and check. D-Man, you crushed lunch today. It was easy. EasyCater.
EasyCater is your all-in-one tech platform for ordering food for work. Start your order at EasyCater.com.
Listen to Algorithm wherever you get your podcasts.
And we continue with Our American Stories. Stephen Ambrose was one of America's leading biographers and historians, and one of my favorites. At the core of Ambrose's phenomenal success is his simple but straightforward belief that history is biography. History is about people. He would tell anybody who cared to listen. Ambrose passed in 2002, but his epic storytelling accounts can now be heard here at Our American Stories, thanks to those who run his estate. Even before the U.S.-British victory in the North African campaign in May of 1943, there was disagreement among the Allies on the best strategy to defeat the Axis powers. Eventually, the U.S. and British political leadership reached a compromise in which both would commit most of their forces to an invasion of France in early 1944, but also launch a relatively small-scale Italian campaign. Here's Stephen Ambrose with the story.
The next operation was Sicily in July of 1943. This was a logical extension of the original commitment to North Africa. It needs to be pointed out that this was an awful long way away from the heart of Germany's power. And this was the big operation for the United States Army and the British Army and Air Forces in the European theater in 1943 was the taking of Sicily. It was hardly going to be a decisive action. But it did provide a stepping stone to get to Italy, and then on in Italy, the campaign that was to follow the fall being planned already, the campaign for the invasion of Italy. One was the British Horse and Wire, which is a product of the British wood-making industry. In 1940, Britain had enacted the law, and they wanted everybody to be doing something for the war effort. People said, what about our cabinet makers? What can we put them to work on? What a contribute to war effort. They came up with a design for this glider, the Horse and Glider, and it's all made out of cotton. And they put the cotton birds in the that craft is inherently unairworthy. You will not have a plane flying over the place. So Zan again, take it apart piece by piece over France and put it back together. Every man that rode in a horse and rider in the Second World War, and there were tens of thousands of them, would agree with the Air Ministry's decision that these things are not airworthy. But they did a job in Sicily where they were used for the first time, and they would be used much more extensively in the Normandy in 1944. These are two LCVPs, landing craft vehicle personnel. They were built in New Orleans, Louisiana by Andrew Higgins in 5 different locations in his boat yards. The design evolved out of boats that Higgins had been building for the exploration of Louisiana swamps in the 1930s. Higgins had entered a competition with the Marines at the time for landing craft. The Marines in the late 30s recognizing that there's going to be a war in the Pacific and we're going to be landing an awful lot of pilots and people to do it. Which is to say, when World War II began, the United States not only didn't have any landing craft, didn't even have any plans for it, didn't have design for it. Higgins converted his oil exploration Eureka boat into what became the LCVP, or as it was known to the GIs, the Higgins boat. The Higgins boat was 32 feet long, made of cheap plywood, except for a steel front ramp. It could carry a platoon of men, 32 fighting men, drop the ramp, and you would have 32 men pouring out of this landing craft, ready to fire, ready to go to work. Carried 50 cal machine guns in the back. It had a protected rudder. There was a extension that put the rudder up into this V shape in the stern of the boat so that the rudder was completely protected. Flat bottom boat so that it could go right on into the shore. And then drop the ramp. Everybody rushes out. And then you wait for the tide to come and lift it and take it off again. Again, simplicity of design. Necessity is the mother of invention. These were used for the first time in large numbers in the invasion of Sicily, which began on the 8th of July of 1943. This campaign was a success in the end for the Americans and the British. But boy, it was a long time coming, and it left a lot of bad feelings. The Germans had only 2 divisions in Sicily. We were attacking with 3 American and 5 British divisions. The Americans coming in on the south shore of Sicily under General Patton. The British coming in on the eastern shore of Sicily, just short of the city of Messina. The strategic aim was for the British to drive right on up into Messina and close off the escape route over to the toe of Italy for the Germans in Sicily, while Patton provided flank protection. The initial attack on 8 July didn't go very well. A lot of these gliders were cut loose too far out to sea by pilots who were inexperienced in this sort of thing, and the gliders came down in the water. The 82nd Airborne, this was the first big airdrop of the war for these new American airborne divisions. The 82nd Airborne Division flew over the invasion fleet, and trigger-happy sailors on their anti-aircraft guns shot them down. It took very bad losses, as much as 30%, with the 82nd Airborne to our own fire. Once ashore, though, things started going better. For one thing, most of the garrison on Sicily was Italian. The 2 German divisions and 5 Italian divisions lived there. The Italians, to say the least of it, didn't have their heart in this thing. Mussolini had dragged them into a war that clearly was in Hitler's interest only. The Italians were very badly officered, very shoddily equipped, and had no morale at all. Rommel was once in a situation in which one of his generals said something to the effect of, God, it's terrible having had Italians as allies. And Churchill had said it was only fair that the Germans got the Italians for allies in the Second World War. We were stuck with them in the First World War. And you all know all kinds of jokes about the Italians as warriors. The shortest book in the world is Italian War Heroes. and etc. Ramo's comment on this sort of thing was, but isn't it well that there's some people left in Europe that don't like to fight? The real truth is Italians fight just as much as anybody else, but not the Italian army led by Mussolini, because it was just such a rotten outfit. And plus, there wasn't a platoon, there probably wasn't a squad in the American army that didn't have a native-speaking Italian in it. So when the Americans started coming ashore in Sicily, it was family reunion time.
And you're listening to Stephen Ambrose tell stories the way only Stephen Ambrose can. When we come back, more of Stephen Ambrose's story of the Italian campaign in World War II here on Our American Stories.
Oh, I love Girls' Night Out. Me too. And oh my gosh, I love that ring. Is that Tanzanite? Yep, it's from Jewelry Television, JTV. Wait, you shopped on TV? Yeah, it's fun. You can see the product and hear the stories, and JTV has